to revive cotton cultivation. Government to expand access to education, says Vice President Emisata. Hello, good evening. Welcome to News on GBC24, your news channel, and GTV. My name is Afriwa Dakon. And my name is Siyoko Paputre. Now the news in detail. Ghana's determination to revive the textile industry is to receive a major boost following the signing of two memoranda of understanding in Accra by the Savannah Development Authority (SADA) with China National Textile and Apparel Council Limited and China Kamsi Engineering Company. The agreement is to facilitate investments in the production and processing of cotton within the Savannah Ecological Zone.
Cash crop in Ghana, providing employment and income for farmers and their families. However, the lack of processing factories has caused a decline in the cultivation of cotton in the country. In 2014, cotton cultivation was about 5 hectares as against 10 hectares in 2012-2013 farming seasons. In order to help address the challenges facing cotton cultivation as contained in the MOU, SADA is to make 50,000 hectares of land available. On the other hand, the China National Textile and Apparel Council would establish factories within the SADA zone for the processing of cotton. The chief executive of SADA, Mr. Charles Abugui, said the intervention is necessary and that it would once again make Ghana a major producer of cotton in the sub-region.
Ghana has been known to be a major producer of cotton. We've lost that opportunity. Cotton production has declined to a point where we no more produce even up to 4,000 metric tons a year. Yet the lands are there, the people have experience, and the water is there. Part of the reasons why it has not been possible to sustain cotton production has also been, as Ambassador Kwate had observed, and earlier observations, was that we haven't had the opportunity to also invest in their processing. So when you have a processing capability, you have a demand for the cotton, and that encourages farmers to cultivate cotton.
China Kamsi Engineering Company, an engineering and infrastructure investment company, is expected to construct dams, roads, bridges, industrial zones in addition to other infrastructure which are contained in the development plan of the SADA enclave. The leader of the Chinese delegation, who is also the vice president of China National Textile and Apparel Council, Zhu Yingxing, said, with many years of working experience in Africa, they know pretty well the cotton production potential of the country.
An independent presidential candidate in the 2016 elections, Mr. Jacob Osei-Yeboah, has stated that Ghana cannot industrialize if the citizens do not have technical skills or employable knowledge. He said the educational system must therefore be tailored to solving especially unemployment problems in the country. Mr. Jacob Osei-Yeboah was delivering a lecture in Accra at the 10th anniversary of the Regent University College of Science and Technology on the topic Industrialization of Ghana, the Way Forward.
The Regent University College of Science and Technology was established 10 years ago by Reverend Professor Emmanuel K. Labi. The school was set up to find solutions to the country's problems, especially in the area of science and technology. The independent presidential candidate, Mr. Jacob Osei-Yeboah, who is also an industrialist, stressed that Ghana needs an indigenous policy for financing agriculture if the country's dream of creating jobs through industrialization is to be achieved.
Financing policies for industries to be developed out of the natural resources the country is endowed with, such as food, the drug, the confectionaries, the beauty. You know that with the beauty industry, you can use agricultural products in creating the soaps.
Was held at Wale Wale in the West Mamprush district. The day was set aside to celebrate the nation's gallant farmers whose toil put food on the table of the people and contribute immensely to Ghana's GDP. This year's celebration in Wale Wale was on the theme Agriculture, a Business Response to Economic Growth. The Kasolana Alhaji Yakubu Abdullahi, who chaired the occasion, thanked the government for the numerous interventions in the agriculture sector, which has made the sector not only a business but also an attractive venture to the youth. Vice President Kwesi Mr. Arthur said, this year, the Mahama-led administration has been emphasizing value addition and creating manufacturing jobs in the sector. To him, the heavy investment in the agricultural sector is to support players in the industry.
In the last 4 years, our emphasis has been to support through public investment agriculture in the way of infrastructural development. We have supported the agriculture sector through mechanization. We have supported the agricultural sector through irrigation projects. We have supported through support to the fisheries sector. And currently we are supporting agriculture in the road sector by creating new roads especially in cocoa producing areas. So all these support is what government is giving to agriculture with the hope that it will improve agriculture's productivity, improve farmers' incomes, and improve the welfare of the majority of Ghanaians who rely on agriculture.
The Northern Regional Best Farmer Prize went to 47-year-old Nakoja Batumbi. He took home a tricycle, a water pumping machine, and a generator set, among others. He spoke with GBC24.
Sa government amamna yemide kura buruso. Afene be adwuma no mo. Nesie na yetimi akọ national.
The Christ the King Church Soup Kitchen project has officially opened. The project provides free breakfast meals, clothes, toiletries, medical care, as well as creates a sense of belonging and home for homeless, poor, and the aged in society. Mrs. Matilda and Mr. Arthur lauded the initiative and called on Christians to emulate such worthy causes.
The Soup Kitchen is a feeding and care project established by Reverend Father Andrew Campbell, the parish priest of Christ the King, to support the poor, homeless, aged, and needy in society. Currently, between 7 a.m. and 9:30 a.m., some 30 beneficiaries are provided free meals, clothing, and toiletries. Occasionally, the Soup Kitchen goes beyond the church walls to provide assistance to squatters under the Kanda Bridge. In addition to providing food, the Soup Kitchen also seeks to provide beneficiaries with medical and psychological assistance.
We started the Soup Kitchen on the 18th of January this year. And since its opening, we have served 9,084 people here at the Soup Kitchen and under the bridge, all free of charge. It is our hope that the needy in the community will be supported with guidance and counseling, medical diagnosis of the sick, and with assistance with our different society. We have a group in the parish of doctors, nurses, and volunteers. And they meet and they help us with the medical care.
The wife of the Vice President, Mrs. Matilda Mr. Arthur, says the mark of a good disciple of Christ is one who learns to heed the commandments of Christ without asking questions.
What's the point of you being okay, somebody not being okay, and therefore that person creating problem? You are in it. So we help make the world a better place. And as Christians, we are mandated to be each other's keeper. Not just your family, not just your church, but everybody.
Support for the project comes from donations from individuals such as Mrs. and Mr. Arthur and organizations such as the judiciary and parishioners, among many others. Beneficiaries of the Soup Kitchen were grateful to Father Campbell and all donors for looking out for and helping give some meaning to their lives. Theodora Medeto, GBC24, Accra.
Vice President Kwesi Arthur has hinted the government's commitment to expanding access to education as a way to give equal opportunities to children of both rich and poor. This is in line with the ruling party's manifesto pledge to invest in people. Mr. Misartha said this when he interacted with students of the Gambaga Training College and Nalerugu Nursing Training School to explain pertinent issues in the education sector.
The meeting with a section of teacher trainees from the Gambaga Training College and student nurses from Nalerugu Nurses and Midwifery Training School was an academic discourse that sought to delve into rational policy decision-making process in governance. According to the administrator of the GET Fund, Mr. Sam Garba, between 2001 to 2008, teacher training colleges were denied any government financial support because they were neither secondary nor tertiary institutions. Today, government has upgraded all 38 training colleges to tertiary level in order to qualify for funding, to expand infrastructure, and to make room for more intake.
The only reason why the colleges of education, the 38 in existence, could not admit full capacity was that the number of students you admitted was tied to training allowance from the Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance did not have the money. So the little money they got, they shared among the 38 colleges of education, and each one admitted very little. So our schools were being built. There were no teachers in the school. Untrained teachers were teaching our children. Learning outcomes were getting poorer and poorer. So what the government decided to do was that GET Fund take two aspects of the cost of training a teacher. Take the feeding grant. As I speak, GET Fund has transferred 50 million to the colleges of education as feeding grant for the students.
On nursing training institutions, he said, though the country needed more nurses to take care of the sick, the system was confronted with many students not being admitted into nursing training schools because of limited facilities.
If a government is building CHIPS compounds, scores of hundreds of them, if you don't train nurses to man those CHIPS compounds, you will still have maternal mortality.
We are making choices every day. The choice whether we'll expand the Nalerugu College to allow more student nurses to come, or we'll keep it where it was for the 180 students to be repeated every year for everybody here who has now been given access to this school to now stay doing nothing because there are no opportunities. And so that's a choice. That's a choice that a government can make, and that's a choice that we have made. The choice we made was to say that education is a right, it's not a privilege, and therefore we must expand the access to our schools and colleges for everybody, the children of farmers, the children of fishermen, the children of factory workers, all to get an opportunity to get an education.
Vice President Emisa Arthur said the decision has led to the construction of more classroom facilities for both teacher training schools and nursing training schools, and led to more admissions, which would in the medium to long term reduce the shortage of staff in both education and health sectors. This, according to him, would give equal access to children of both rich and poor while securing the future of the country. Ntobi Binimto, GBC24, Nalerugu.
It's still live on GBC24 and GTV. We'll be back after this short break. Please don't go away.
Tomatoes on the 5 cities. Tomatoes on the 5 cities. Kaya boss ya. Tomatoes on the 5 cities. No one let me a kill when I say that. But so you money video. Hey, you go, you baby. You don't know why. So you money video. Oh, I'm playing John Dramani Mahama. No signing too many bingy. Where's the ultra modern market or Zamahan? You go for your shoe. Try service woman. BPR woman. Hospital woman. BPR woman. Hey, why a stadium? And then wait town, where am I? Street big more than why asphalt over there. And saying, yeah, you know, your garbage. Mama, yes, you go. I am a never kind there.
People love men are welcome from BG to BG, the NDC shall lead.
The people pay you Queen Dr. Pepper go see the mind if I get too far. Yet I will try and show. Yes, sir. Yet I will try and show. I'm paying for Nariye. I'm paying for Nariye. Nariya. Nasopa. Obede. Nasopa. Obede. Nasopa. Obede. Ankaya. Yes, sir. Yet I will try and show. I'm paying for Nariye. I'm paying for Nariye. Nariya. Nasopa.
Welcome to the business segment of the news. Exhibitors at this year's Siao Art and Craft exhibition has described sales as very encouraging. With 5 days into the exhibition, traders say comparatively, the 2016 Siao has shown signs of progress despite the tight security at the gates of the exhibition center. The exhibition, which hosted Ghana's guest country, is expected to end on the 6th November 2016, but they are hopeful they can clear their wares before the last day.
The International Handicraft Fair of Ouagadougou, Siao, takes place every 2 years. Siao started in 1984 with an exhibition and sale of handicraft of Burkina Faso under the name Craft 84. That exhibition had artisans from all provinces of Burkina Faso with a variety of quality products depicting the value of art and craft in Burkina Faso. Since then, Siao has become the largest artisanal manifestation on the African continent. It brings together thousands of artists and craftsmen, tourists, professionals in the industry, as well as exporters of art objects to one ground to transact business. The platform also affords participants the opportunity to debate on how art and craft can be improved in Africa. The 2016 event is hosting Ghana as guest country due to the country's huge contribution to indigenous art and craft development on the continent. The Ghana Export Promotion Authority, the lead promoter of non-traditional export, took along over 50 exhibitors across the art and craft sectors to Ouagadougou. The Ghana Pavilion at the Siao 2016 has been flooded with patrons from all over the world. Though the exhibition is 5 days old, some exhibitors said they have made a lot of sales.
Siao is about creativity and what is new. And whatever we brought is something people have not seen. So it's been good because we've sold most of our chairs and then our jewelry as well. So it's been very, very good. And we get a lot of orders as well.
As for CAO, they normally comes to have a look of the things we have and see the prices and come back. So they will come the first day they come around to look at everything. Then the following day, they started buying. So that is how it is.
This is a business-to-business program. So I thought that, why not? Let me bring what I have. So what you see is all I have. So I'm sure in 2 days I'll have nothing left. So it's been great.
This kind of exhibition was purposely to promote the indigenous art. So people who come around, they come here to buy indigenous art. And whenever they see this, because these ones are new, they appreciate that we also have something new. Apart from our indigenous art, we have something new that we are trying to promote.
The kind of products you have here, some of them are interested, but then because of the certain material that you use, they don't like it. So they will ask you, can you do this particular piece for me? Can you change that thing, or can you add this thing to it for me? So for me, I've gotten some.
While others were counting their blessings, others too were yet to make headway, but were still upbeat that things will turn around before the fair ends.
Okay, this is the beginning. For Burkina people, the beginning, you will sell small, but this and that. When we finish They said they will buy. I know that by all means I will finish everything before I will go. The last time I came, everything, even common needle, it didn't follow me to Upper West.
This year is different. The former ones that have been coming, at least first day I was able to sell over 200,000 safer. This time, it's not like first.
So 2016 has been a problem because where we have been put is far away from the main gate, and whenever the people come back, they go around looking for Ghanaians and they are not able to find us unless they keep on asking. Before they get to our place, almost all their money is finished. So we are just struggling in this pavilion.
They attribute these low sales to security details at the gates of the exhibition.
Since we came, it has not been well as before. But I think it is because of the security-wise, too much of security that has been scaring people outside. That is why things are not moving as before.
I just had a customer who said she's too old to stand up for more than 3 hours. She nearly went back, but she was walking with her son, and it was the son who encouraged her to come.
I really appreciate the security measures because when we landed here, we've got to know there was an attempt of coup about 2 weeks ago before we came. And if the security is weak and we have money and we can't go home with the money or we start leaping before we go home, I think this is the best.
Mrs. Theodora Froko is the head of the handicraft department of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and she describes this year's exhibition as a good platform for exhibition of Ghanaian handicraft and culture.
The buyers want to utilize things that they can use in the home and not things that they hang. Those who did things that could be utilized in the home are selling. Those who only did things for aesthetics are not selling. We now have to move from purely aesthetic product to things you can utilize at home. It serves two purposes, aesthetic purpose, and then it's supposed to be used at home too.
Though the exhibition is at the budding stages, both old exhibitors and new ones are hopeful sales will be good and they will clear everything before they return to Ghana.
Hello, good evening and welcome to my journey segment of the news, our reporter's diary of events across the country. My name is Derek Aden. Join me on an expedition to Old Fadama, an area popularly known as Sodom and Gomorrah. 3rd June 2015 has been etched in the minds of many Ghanaians as a dark day. On that day, over 150 people were killed in the Kwame Nkrumah Circle area by a flood and fire disaster, which also destroyed a lot of property. This became the last straw that prompted city authorities to take measures to prevent any such occurrences in the future. One measure was the demolition of structures along the banks of the Odo River at Sodom and Gomorrah. Following the demolition, the AMA established a 50-meter buffer zone along the banks of the river. Maureen Aprekudentu and I went to Sodom and Gomorrah and assessed the current situation after the demolition. We bring you snapshots of that on my journey tonight. Well, that's it from us on this segment tonight. News Hour continues. Good evening.
The sun will come out tomorrow, bet your bottom dollar that I have a great future. There'll be sun tomorrow, tomorrow. I love you tomorrow. You're always a day away.
Education is everything. NDC is investing in our future. Vote John Mahama. Vote NDC.
NDC. Changing lives. Transforming Ghana.
You're always a day.
The 16-man Ghana champion Cyril Ajah says he intends keeping the crown for a record 6 times. Kofi Ajah says his goal is to be the first to represent Ghana at the Mr. Olympia, the World Professional Bodybuilding Championship. Meanwhile, lightweight champion Abednego Poblampo says he will challenge the champion in the next edition.
I want to challenge the world. I want to be a Mr. Olympia stage. Not that I'm going to win. I want to stand for that stage. That's my dream. No Ghanaians stand for there before, and all the Ghanaians that stand there, they naturally give it in other countries. I'm going to keep this title. I'm going to keep it for 6 and set the record, and nobody. It's not like I win first, second, and somebody come and break it. No, I'm going to set it like first, second, third to 6, and then I quit.
Last year, which was 2015, I was on stage whereby I placed 5th. And this year I came in all out, and God being so good, I was crowned the winner. I wouldn't take this as a big platform because I've also competed in Master Africa International. I don't know if you've heard about it in Nigeria. That was also a big stage, whereby you have to showcase what you have to the world. So stepping on this stage for the second time wasn't something stressful or difficult. I went all out to, do what I have to do, and God being so merciful, I was crowned the winner. I'm coming all out next year to bring even something bigger on the table, and I can hear my boss saying that he will be on it for 6 years. Well, we hope to see how that is going to happen, because this year I came to send a message out there, and I believe 6 years is more than enough for me to do what I have to do, because last year it took me about 2 weeks to prepare, and I placed 5th, and this year it took me about 6 months, and here we are, and I'm starting training next week, 2nd week in November to the last day of 2017. So just imagine what is going to happen.
I started this in 2006. So for he to tell me I'm a heavyweight, those times I always challenge super heavyweight that we have in Ghana. As I say, that time I always challenge him. It's way over 100 plus. I weigh 93, 94.
94, yeah.
Those times. So that time I don't think he know what they call bodybuilding. Those times. I started win 2006, and then he started.
6 years is more than enough for me.
Okay.
I don't know why I will not
this
be able
trophy.
to.
I'll repeat this thing, like I always say. This thing, I'm going to keep it. They say if you take it, you keep it 3 times.
It belongs to you.
Yes, I'll have 2.
Because
the person that I'm follow, the person that is my mentor, have to know they don't see anyone that can do what that particular person.
Can you tell me who your mentor is?
His name is Ronnie Coleman. He win Mr. Olympia 8 times. People win 8 times, but truly in training, what you do, nobody
can do it, and that is your mentor. That's the man you follow.
Yes,
you want to be like him.
I want to be more than him, but my dream is not in Ghana. But this I want to keep it. This one I'm just there to set a record for that. Yeah, my dream is a Olympia stage.
Okay.
Still on sports, Usain Bolt is set to race in Australia for the first time in his career after it was confirmed the 9-time Olympic gold medalist will take part in the inaugural edition of the Nitro Summer Series in February. Welcome to the entertainment and art segment. The race to the December polls is fast approaching the finish line. While most of the politicians are on the road campaigning and sometimes throwing jabs at each other, most musicians have taken a different route, preaching peace. The entertainment desk today takes a look at two of the most controversial acts, Samini and Shatta Wale.
Two major parties, the NPP and the NDC, on several occasions have literally held each other's throat through their campaigns. Likewise, the two dancehall artists, Samini and Shatta Wale, did not stop at nothing at throwing jabs at each other in songs, on social media and in interviews. However, the two are currently preaching peace to their fans and the general public ahead of the December 7 polls.
Use your tongue to vote because that be your fate. No matter your party, no be say you for the hate. If you one Ghana, one people, I dey educate. I say if you know like this, then what it is and cut it.
The two artists are using their influence to urge their fans and Ghanaians to maintain the peace the country is enjoying by not engaging in violence. The acts, after years of having a go at each other, smoked the peace pipe on social media recently when Shatta Wale celebrated his 32nd birthday last month. Now the big question is, will Shatta Wale perform at Samini Fest concert on December 3 to prove that they have truly put their past behind them? This is how Samini answered the question.
It's open to all. It's open to all artists who want to come and also give their messages out there.
And so, are the politicians taking any cue from the peace message of these two past arch rivals?
NDC no Ababa say. NDC no Ababa say. And then after that you do.
It's a wrap on the news for now. Thank you so much for watching. The news teams comes your way again at 10:30. Good evening.